What's up, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the Indigo Child Podcast. I am your host, Jahan, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back, y'all. Today's message is God owes you nothing. All right. And I felt it was important to get this message out there because because of what I heard someone say, like this story someone told me. And two, we're on a journey. And even those that are not on a journey, those that have a relationship with the Most High or, living life, period. And we pray for things, we ask for things happen in our lives. And for some people, they just throw God away, right? They don't want anything else to do with God because of whatever took place in their life or whatever prayer that was not answered. And it is important to understand that God don't owe you a thing. Not one thing. Because guess what? You woke up this morning. Because guess what? You have a job. You have a roof over your head. You have money in the bank, or you have a paycheck coming to you. You have food to eat. What else does God owe you? Right? Especially for the beings on the earth that aren't living the way that the Most High requires them to live. Why do you feel like God owes you? All right. So let's get into this. Me, I'm grateful for my mom. All right. The human being that is my mother. She raised 4 children after God by herself. Did everything that she could. Tried to steer us in the right direction, as many of our parents have done, or the adults in our lives have done, right? We watched them, struggle to give us the life that they did not have. And they tried their hardest. They did the best that they could, in the best way that they knew how. And when we think about these adults that raised us with love, care, and compassion, and made life fun and exciting and just easy for us while they were going through the hard part, we were going through the easy part. We look at them, we think about them, and we say they owe me nothing, right? My mom owes me nothing. Not a thing. I'm grateful for every piece of assistance God has blessed my mom to be able to give to me in my adult years with my kids, right? But she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to. Because she has suffered and struggled through life enough to make sure that I didn't have to live her life and make the mistakes, and I had a better life, and she did that. But we all decide to go our own way, and we have to deal with whatever road, whatever path, we took on this journey of life. And so my mom owes me nothing. So if I can feel that a human being owes me nothing because they've done everything that they could for me, why on earth would I feel as though God owes me anything? If I pray and I pray and I pray for something and I don't get it, the audacity of me to say I no longer believe in God. The audacity of me to say, I'm just going to stop praying to God because you know what? God ain't hearing me no way. Like, I feel that is like the most insane thing. So I'm going to tell y'all this story. I was working with this lady, and she was going through aches and pains and things of that nature. And her mind was just cloudy. You could tell she's dealing with stress, anxiety, like everything. So I looked at her and said, you don't pray? And she said, why should I pray if I don't believe in God? And I did not know what to say after that. I didn't know what to say after that. Inside, I was truly shocked. The Jewish lady. I was shocked. Like I honestly don't know too much about, their their faith or whatever the case may be. Like, I don't know if they pray and things of that nature when, there's a struggle going on. I have no idea, but she said that to me, and I did not, think too much of it at that time. But as I began this journey, it started playing back in my mind. And as when I thought about her, I'm just like, life for her after that, because that wasn't her first time telling me that. I've heard her say that on 3 separate occasions. But life for her honestly went downhill. Life for her went downhill. And the next thing that came to my mind was, God don't owe you nothing. So her story was that when, her mom was alive and her mom was sick, she prayed to God for her mom to, her mom's health to improve, but her mom ended up passing away. And because God took his child away, she decided to not believe in the Most High anymore. And I'm just like, God doesn't owe us anything. God created this beautiful world for us to live in. We wake up every morning. That's a blessing in itself, because a lot of people don't. We have food. We have a roof over our heads. We have a job. Some of us have our own businesses. We have a loving family. A lot of things that many people don't have, we have. God created the sun, the moon, the stars, sky, clouds, the ocean creatures, animals, everything else. I mean, just walking outside and seeing the blue sky and the sunshine and feeling the breeze, the wind blow, and listening to birds chirp is a blessing to me, because guess what? Some people can't even see. Some people can't even hear. If I pray for something and I don't get it, shame on me if I decided to throw God away. You know how many times I done prayed for something and I'm like, return to sender, because I don't think this is not what I wanted. No. The many times I've prayed for the silliest things, and God said, you know what? Because she down here, she bugging me, and she praying hard as ever. I'm just gonna grant this to her, and hopefully this time she understands. But I didn't get it. I didn't get it until I started this journey to stop praying for silly things. Stop praying for a bunch of wants. Right? God provides you with everything you need. And God will give you some of your wants. But honestly, God gives you some of your wants so you can realize that you really don't want those things. You really don't. So, beautiful beings, it is important to understand, especially on this journey, that when we ask the Most High for things, one, you make sure it's something that you need. Make sure that it's something that you will not want to return to sender, right? 2, understand that if you do not get those things, it is because God, the Most High, realizes that that's something that you're not going to want. You may not even appreciate it. You don't need that in your life. And so you're not going to get that. Hopefully you understand that. Like, what else does God owe you? There's a lot of people running around here that don't believe in the Most High for many different reasons, but a lot of it is because of things that took place in their life. Things that took place in their life. Death. They just can't get themselves together. Life for them is just going downhill. But remember that you can pray to God for whatever. Okay? God don't got to give you anything. Especially especially if you are not living the way that the Most High requires you to live. We do more for other human beings than we do for the Most High. I mean, we will lay down on the road and let the car roll over us for some human beings. I mean, begging and pleading, running and chasing after people who don't even care. No unconditional love in their space for you. And you will not give a time or your dime or anything to God. Right? If I can say my mom owes me nothing, you can think about people in your life that they've done so much for you. They don't owe you anything. Why do we feel like God? We owe God everything. I owe God everything. Everything. When I say I owe God a lot. Because I am a big old sinner. Right? I've done some things in my life. And even though I've lived my life that way, God still provided me with mercy and love. God still was trying to show me that, he was there for me, but I did not see it because I was so engulfed in the world and, myself and my ego and things that did not serve me in any way, shape, or form for the betterment of me and my mind and my emotions. God still was there for me. And so, beautiful beings, I would hope you understand that if you can chase down a human being, if you can express your love unconditionally to another human being, if you give your all to another human being, that any day that one same human being could throw you away, show you that they don't care about you, turn their back on you. Why can't we do the same for God? Why can't you give God that same love and attention and affection and praise and chase God down? Why can't you do that? Why can you continue to forgive someone who continues to hurt you, but when God doesn't give you what you ask for, you throw them away? And then you wonder why you're in a sunken place, right? Because you're trusting and you're believing and you're putting all of your love and your care into a human being. Remember, cursed be the man, right? Cursed be the man that put their trust in man, makes flesh his arm. You will forever go through those issues. But once you realize that the Most High is everything you need, once you realize that God will provide you with everything you need and will grant you your wants as well, will love you unconditionally. Once you understand and realize that God owes you nothing, once you understand and realize that you owe God everything, life for you would be a whole lot better. This road, this journey that you are on will become easier. Because now we're showing the Most High who is number one in your life, right? God is number one in my life. God is more important than me, my children, and everything else. Everything. God is number one. Head. Take it. So if I pray for something, or, someone in my family is sick, or, my kids decide they want to up and leave, whatever the case may be, I have to let them go. I have to understand that God is calling whoever he removed from my life, still alive or in death. And if I prayed for that person's health and that person does not get better, God is calling them. That's you. They don't belong to me. They belong to the Most High. And I cannot be upset about that. I can't be upset about that. I can't be upset about an unanswered prayer because God knows best. Hey, you think you may know what's best for you every single time, but you don't. The Most High knows what's best for you every single time. And I hope you understand that. So remember that God owes you nothing. And you owe God everything. So let's begin to climb out of darkness. Let's begin to climb out of darkness. Continue ascending towards the light. See God. Feel the Most High. Understand. With that being said, my beautiful beings, I want to thank you so much for joining me today on the Indigo Child podcast. Make sure to join me next time for an awakening.